Cherotich of Kenya, the youngest ever medalist in the World Championship Steeplechase in Budapest, is going to be the winner here in Tokyo. She's run away with it.
On September 17, 2025, in Tokyo's National Stadium, a 21-year-old from Kenya just ran the race of her life, and nobody saw it coming the way it happened. Faith Cherotich crossed the finish line in 8 minutes and 51 seconds. That's the fastest time anyone has ever run at a World Championships. She didn't just win gold, she broke a record that seemed impossible to touch. And the craziest part? She beat the Olympic champion who everyone thought couldn't be stopped. Let me take you back to how this whole thing went down. The race started in terrible conditions. Tokyo was hot and humid, the kind of weather that makes it hard to breathe, let alone run fast. But these weren't just any runners. 4 of the 5 fastest women in history were on that track. Everyone knew this was going to be special. For the first half of the race, Uganda's Peuter Chemutai led the pack. She's the 2021 Olympic champion and won silver in Paris. She was setting a really fast pace. 7 runners broke away from everyone else. They were flying. The world record of 8 minutes and 44 seconds was actually in danger. Then disaster struck. Around 6 minutes into the race, Chemutai fell hard at the water jump. Her race was over just like that. One moment she's leading, the next moment she's out. Now, Winfried Yavi took control. Yavi runs for Bahrain but was born in Kenya. She's the Olympic champion from Paris and the defending world champion. When Yavi gets going in the last lap, you can't catch her. That's what everyone believed. She made her move with just over 2 laps to go. But Faith Cherotich stayed calm. She tucked in right behind Yavi. She was waiting, watching, planning her moment. The final lap was absolute chaos. Yavi stumbled over a hurdle on the back straight. Cherotich sailed over it cleanly. Then, at the final water jump, 2 more runners fell. Kazakhstan's Nora Gerudo, the 2022 world champion, went down. So did Kenya's Doris Limgole. This let Ethiopia's 20-year-old Sembo Almayu move up to 3rd place. After clearing that last water jump, Cherotich made her move. She had been saving everything for this exact moment. Her kick was incredible. She pulled away from Yavi so fast that the TV commentators started calling her the winner before she even crossed the line. She won by almost 5 seconds. In a steeplechase, that's huge. After the race, Cherotich was overjoyed. "I am so happy to win today," she said. "Improving from bronze to gold is amazing to me. In the last 400 meters, I said, this is my moment. I remember my coach told me, Faith, you can do it. He told me to not be afraid and to follow the best no matter who the best is, and I might be the winner." Yavi took silver in 8:56. She was disappointed but gracious. She said, "In the last 200 meters, I was feeling strong, and I tried to run to the finish, but I didn't manage to keep my speed. I was challenged today, but I am still young. I hope I can win the world title again in 2 years." Almayu got bronze with a personal best time of 8:58. Her legs were hurting badly. "My legs feel like fire," she said. "It was a hard race, and to grab this bronze was not so easy." So who is Faith Cherotich, and how did she get this good this fast? She was born on July 13, 2004. That makes her just 21 years old. When she joined Kenya's team for the 2023 World Championships in Budapest, she was the youngest member. Everyone started calling her last-born. The nickname stuck. In African culture, the last-born child usually gets pampered and protected, but Faith is different. She carries the hopes of over 53 million Kenyans on her shoulders every time she races. And she handles that pressure like a veteran. Let's look at her journey. At 17, she won bronze at the World Under-20 Championships. A year later, in 2022, she upgraded that to gold. She became the World Under-20 champion. In 2023, at age 19, she won bronze at the World Championships in Budapest. She was the youngest person to medal. Then, in 2024, she won bronze at the Paris Olympics. Once again, she was the youngest medalist in her event. But something changed after Paris. Faith changed her whole mindset. "Ever since I won bronze at the Olympics, I have changed my mentality when it comes to competitions," she said earlier this season. "This has pushed me to work harder in training." She stopped being happy with bronze. She wanted gold, and she went after it. In the 2025 Diamond League season, Faith was unstoppable. The Diamond League is where the best runners in the world compete all season long. It's basically the Champions League of track and field. Faith won 5 Diamond League races. In Doha, she posted the world's best time of the year. In Oslo, she set a meeting record. In Paris on June 20th, she beat Olympic champion Peuter Chemutai with a time of 8:54. That was her season's best at that point. She kept getting faster. In Eugene, she lost to Yavi but still ran a personal best of 8:48. That was her only loss of the entire season. And she wasn't even upset about it because she ran faster than ever. Then came the Diamond League final in Zurich. She won again with a time of 8:57. She defended her Diamond League title from 2024. That made her a two-time champion. The day before Faith's big race in Tokyo, another Faith made history. Faith Kipyegon won her fourth world title in the 1,500 meters. She's one of the greatest middle-distance runners ever. Kipyegon ran 3:52 and absolutely destroyed the competition. She's the first woman to win 3 straight Olympic golds in the 1,500 meters. Having two Faiths dominate back-to-back nights in Tokyo, that was special for Kenya. Kenya had an amazing World Championships overall. They won 7 medals including 4 golds. Beatrice Chebet won the 10,000 meters. Perez Jepchirkir won the marathon. The two Faiths won their races. Kenya was only 3 medals behind the United States in the total count. But let's talk about the coaching behind Faith's success. She's coached by Piet de Peuter, a former Dutch athlete, and Bernard Rono. Before the race, her coach gave her simple advice. Faith, you can do it. Don't be afraid and follow the best no matter who the best is, and you might be the winner. Those words played in her head during the race. When it was time to make her move, she remembered them. She believed in herself. Winning this gold medal came with serious rewards. World Athletics now pays $70,000 to every gold medalist. That's about 9 million Kenyan shillings. On top of that, the Kenyan government gives 3 million shillings for gold. That's a total of 12 million shillings, which is about $93,000. Not bad for a 21-year-old. But the awards didn't stop there. At the Diamond League final in Zurich, Faith won the Jesse Owens Rising Star Award. This award goes to the best athlete under 23 years old. It honors the legacy of Jesse Owens, who won 4 gold medals at the 1,936 Olympics when he was just 23. Faith was presented the award by Jesse Owens's grandchildren. She won it alongside Botswana's sprinter Letsail Tebogo. This means a lot to me, Faith said. It really motivates me for the World Championships in Tokyo, where my ambition is to win. She said that before Tokyo. Then she went and actually did it. What makes Faith so special? It's not just her speed, it's her racing brain. She knew exactly when to make her move. She didn't panic when Yavi took the lead early. She stayed patient. She cleared the hurdles perfectly when others stumbled, and when it was time to kick, she had the power stored up to blow everyone away. Faith is also incredibly humble. She said, "I have still got more years to run. I have just started." She's only 4 years into her professional career. Think about that. 4 years, and she's already a world champion with a championship record. She sees herself as a role model for young girls everywhere. She said, "Being a role model to many young girls globally really motivates me to continue performing well as I aim higher." Her goals are clear. She wants to defend her world title in 2027, and the big one? Olympic gold in Los Angeles in 2028. With how she's running now, that's absolutely possible.
Away. Cherotich Richardson eases across the line. 10:92, that's the fastest time we've seen so far this morning.
In 2021, Cherotich Richardson won the biggest race of her life. Then, just days later, everything fell apart. But what happened next? That's the real story. Let me tell you about one of the fastest women on earth. Cherotich Richardson doesn't just run fast. She runs so fast that when you watch her, it almost doesn't look real. But trust me, she's real. And her story is one you need to hear. Back in 2019, Cherotich was already turning heads. She was just a teenager running at Louisiana State University. She broke records left and right. She became the first woman ever to run the 100 meters in under 10.8 seconds and the 200 meters in under 22 seconds on the same day. That's like being the best at 2 different things at the exact same time. In April 2021, she ran 10.72 seconds in the 100 meters.
Richardson was out blocks really fast.
Good start from Brown of Kennedale as well. But underneath, it's Richardson of Dallas Carter, and it's going to be...
That made her the 6th fastest woman in history. Then came June 2021, the Olympic trials in Oregon. This was the race that would decide who goes to the Tokyo Olympics. Cherotich won. She crossed the finish line first with a time of 10.86 seconds. The crowd went crazy. She ran straight into the stands and hugged her grandmother, the woman who raised her. America finally had a sprinter who could win Olympic gold. It had been 25 years since an American woman won the 100 meters at the Olympics. Sha'Carri tweeted, "My presence in this track game, making history happen, no need for a thank you. Everything was perfect. She was going to the Olympics, she was going to be a star, but then the news broke." Sha'Carri tested positive for marijuana. The test came back showing THC, the chemical found in cannabis. And just like that, her Olympic dream was gone. Here's what most people don't know. Just days before the Olympic trials, a reporter told Sha'Carri that her biological mother had died. She learned this terrible news during an interview. She was 21 years old, about to run the biggest race of her life, and she just found out her mother was gone. On the Today Show, Sha'Carri explained what happened. She said, "I was definitely triggered and blinded by emotions, blinded by sadness, blinded by just hurting. I can't hide myself, so in some type of way I was just trying to hide my pain." She didn't make excuses. She said, "I know what I did, I know what I'm not allowed to do, and I still made that decision." The sports world exploded with opinions. Some people supported her. Basketball star Dwayne Wade spoke up for her. Football player Richard Sherman defended her. Even President Joe Biden said maybe it was time to change the rules about marijuana in sports, but other people said the rules are the rules. She broke them. She had to face the punishment. Sha'Carri got a 1-month ban. That meant she couldn't run the 100 meters at the Tokyo Olympics, but her ban would end before the relay race. She could still go to Tokyo and run on the relay team. The U.S. team had extra spots they could give to whoever they wanted. They didn't pick her. USA Track and Field said they had to be fair to everyone. They picked other runners instead. Sha'Carri wasn't going to Tokyo at all. She tweeted 3 simple words, "I am human." Can you imagine? One moment you're on top of the world. The next moment, everything is gone. When Sha'Carri came back to racing later in 2021, things got worse. She raced against the Jamaican Olympic champions at the Prefontaine Classic in Oregon, the same track where she had won the Olympic trials. She finished dead last. The other runners flew past her. People who loved watching her fail celebrated online. She tried to talk tough, but the results spoke louder. People said she was done. They said she couldn't handle the pressure. They said she would never be great. 2022 wasn't much better. She tried to make the World Championships team. She failed. She didn't qualify for the 100 meters. She didn't qualify for the 200 meters. Another year, another disappointment. But something was changing inside Sha'Carri. She stopped posting on social media as much. She went quiet. She focused on training. She worked harder than ever before. In April 2023, Sha'Carri came back to racing. At a meet in Florida, she ran 10.57 seconds. Now, that time had too much wind behind it, so it doesn't count officially, but still, that's the 4th fastest time any woman has ever run. Period. People started paying attention again. In May, she went to Qatar for a big Diamond League race. She won and set a meet record. Then came the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary. This was Sha'Carri's first big championship, and things didn't start well. In the semifinal race, she had a terrible start. She barely made it to the final. She finished 3rd and only got through as a fastest loser. That meant she got stuck in lane 9 for the final, the worst lane on the track. Most people thought she was going to lose again. The final had the 6 fastest women in the entire world. Cherotich Jackson from Jamaica, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, the 5-time world champion. All the best runners were there. The gun went off. Sha'Carri exploded out of the blocks. She was way out in lane 9 running by herself. She couldn't see the other runners. At 80 meters, Jackson was winning. But then Sha'Carri turned on the jets. She flew past everyone. She won the race in 10.65 seconds. That's a championship record. That's the 5th fastest time in history. She beat every single one of those champions. When she realized she won, Sha'Carri ran around the track with her arms up, pure joy on her face. The crowd stood up and cheered for her. Later, she said, "In previous interviews I mentioned that I'm not back. I'm better. I'm going to stay humble. I'm not back. I'm better, and I'm going to continue to be better." She also said, "Lane 9 was perfect for me to do what it is that I know to do and focus on myself." Michael Johnson, an Olympic legend who won 8 world championships, said this about her: "She's a massive talent. She's very authentic. She doesn't make excuses. I think it's great for the sport because she has a personality that is unmatched." Sha'Carri had proven everyone wrong. The girl who was done was now the world champion. America's first women's 100-meter world champion since 2017. Then came 2024. Olympic trials again. Same track in Oregon where everything fell apart 3 years earlier. This time was different. Sha'Carri won easily with a time of 10.71 seconds, the fastest time in the world that year. When she crossed the finish line, she put her hands on her chest and looked like she might cry. This wasn't just happiness. This was 3 years of pain, work, and fighting finally paying off. She said, "In the past 3 years, I've grown a better understanding of myself, a deeper respect and appreciation for my gift that I have in the sport." Even better, her 2 training partners finished second and third. All 3 of them made Team USA together. They train under the same coach, Dennis Mitchell. Sha'Carri went to Paris as the fastest woman in the world, the favorite to win gold. This time, nobody could take it away from her. But here's where the story gets interesting. Sha'Carri is more than just fast. She's become one of the biggest stars in track and field. She has over 2 million followers on Instagram. Drake mentioned her in a song. She's in Netflix documentaries. She does commercials for major brands. One fan in Mexico even got her face tattooed on his arm. His name is Felix Trinidad Hernandez, and he's a construction worker. He said, "When she failed, she just gets back up. People think because we're brown or other races, we cannot reach other levels. She showed people that we can reach other levels." That's the power of Sha'Carri's story. It's not just about running fast. It's about getting knocked down and getting back up. Now, 2025 brought a different chapter. At the World Championships in Tokyo, Sha'Carri had a tough year. She dealt with injuries all season. In the final, she finished 5th with a time of 10.94 seconds. Her training partner, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, won gold with a new championship record of 10.61 seconds. The thing about Sha'Carri Richardson is that she wins, she loses. She gets back up, she keeps fighting.
And here comes the pressure from behind, and bye-bye, says Keely Hodgkinson. She's racing her way to an Olympic gold medal. Team Great Britain wins gold.
The starting gun fired at Icon Stadium in New York. Keely Hodgkinson stepped to the line for the 800 meters. She had missed months of competition with a hamstring injury. This was only her 6th race of the entire 2025 season. Nobody knew what to expect from the Olympic champion. Then she crossed the finish line and the time flashed on the screen.
Like I say, just really unfortunate. I did my majority of the training session, was just doing some strides at the end and just felt this tightness in my hamstring, tender up, so I pulled back early on the rep. Thought maybe it was just a little bit of cramping, though I haven't really experienced cramp before. Decided to get a scan, which kind of revealed that there was some tear in the tendon.
Keely Hodgkinson won the 800 meters at the Athlos NYC meet on Friday, the 10th of October 2025, at Icon Stadium in New York. She clocked 1 minute 56.53 seconds, establishing a meet record. The performance marked the fastest 800 meters by a female athlete in the month of October, bettering China's Lang Yinglai, who ran 57.62 inches 1,997. The Olympic champion finished almost 2 seconds ahead of fellow Briton Georgia Hunter Bell, her training partner, who clocked 1:58.33 seconds. Shafaqua Maloney of Street Vincent placed 3rd. The victory provided redemption after Hodgkinson won bronze at the Tokyo 2025 World Championships in September, where Hunter Bell claimed silver. Hodgkinson competed in only her 6th race of 2025. A hamstring tear followed by multiple setbacks during rehabilitation kept her sidelined for just over 12 months following her gold medal win at the 2024 Paris Olympics. The injury forced her to miss most of the season. The British runner opened her 2025 season in late August after the extended layoff. She had initially planned to return for an indoor race in February, but suffered setbacks that delayed her comeback. Her coach, Trevor Painter, worked with her through the rehabilitation process. Hodgkinson's return came at the Silesia Diamond League in Chorzów, Poland on the 17th of August 2025. She won in 1:54.74 seconds, the 2025 world leading time and a meet record. The performance came 376 days after her previous race. She ran aggressively, going through 400 meters in 56.7 seconds and closing with a 29.3-second final 200 meters. Coach Painter told commentator Tim Hutchings before Silesia that he thought Hodgkinson was in close to world record shape. The world record stands at 1:53.28. Painter revealed that 12 months of pent-up frustration went into that run in Silesia. Hodgkinson's personal best of 1:54.61 seconds came at the 2024 London Diamond League meet in July. After Silesia, Hodgkinson raced at Lausanne before heading to the Tokyo World Championships in September. At Worlds, she finished 3rd behind Hunter Bell. The bronze medal disappointed Hodgkinson after dominating the event for years. She holds triple world medals and double European Championship titles along with her Olympic gold. Hodgkinson told reporters after her Athlos victory,